ברוך אתה ה' אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. The Torah gives us a very detailed description of the uniform, the different dresses, the different articles the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, had to have. He had something on his head, he had something on his chest, he wore different things, but I don't think he wore any shoes. There's no mention of shoes. Maybe because the Kohen had to feel directly the earth that supports him. There should be nothing that would interfere with his feeling of communion with the earth also. But he had a uniform. Why do you need that uniform? Well, I think it brings us back to the Greeks. The Greeks were very impressed with form, triangles and things. But I imagine that they also believed that the uniformity, the beauty that you see on the surface reflects something that is in the interior also. You know, how do you crown a king? You say you're going to invest him with power. Invest is actually to give him vestments. In order, you're going to dress him up like a king. Is a king because he has a crown on his head? Or because he has the support of his people? Because he has advisors? Because he has love for his people? Because he knows how to conduct the affairs of state? That's what makes a king. The other one is just a superficial symbol. So I think in the case of the Kohen Gadol, all the different vestments actually were a manifestation, an exterior manifestation of what was interior peace, interior capacity. You know, in different traditions, what the priests wore, what the priests did was an occult science, because that was a mystery. In the Jewish tradition, no, you see exactly what they did, because they were actually judged not by their vestments, but by what they did for the people, because the Kohanim were really the teachers of the entire Jewish people. They went to different parts in order to instruct the people in what the laws were. So I say to you that don't put that much emphasis on what the Kohen wore on the surface, because it reflects really what is in his interior. On the other hand, you see a policeman, he's dressed as a policeman, you immediately somehow respect him also. It gives him certain authority. When he is not dressed in the uniform, maybe he doesn't feel that same authority. But on the other hand, it wears off. You know, the uniform of the policeman has to be accompanied also by a respect for the law, by a certain conduct. In general, a uniform is something that is passing. What is most important is really the attitude that the person has in his interior. So what are we going to conclude with? I think that how you look is important. The Talmud says that a person of erudition, somebody who studies the Torah, should also dress in a certain manner. But that isn't all. There was a great writer in Israel. His name was Ephraim Kishon. He wrote really comedy, but many a time he was also very serious. And in one of his essays, he says the following: late at night, you're all alone in the street, and suddenly you see a group of young people coming toward you. Your first reaction is fear. There are many of them. They're young people. They're much stronger than you. Who knows what their intentions are? What should you do? But suddenly, as they come closer, you suddenly see that they have a kippah. They have something on their head that religious Jews use. Immediately you feel at ease, because you realize that these are law-abiding citizens. If these people that are wearing the kippah are not really moral people, they don't abide, but it would be very deceiving, you know. But you feel sure that if he has the kippah, that must reflect something that is in the interior of the person as well. So I say to you, you know, look for a middle road. You know, try to dress appropriately, and make sure also that your interior reflects what you are dressed with. In other words, the most important part is really that the inferior should be the one that rules what you are wearing on the outside.